Uh, hi, Mr. President Elect, Madam President, and everyone. Good evening. I am Nicholas Motaiti Karaoke, a member of this club, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to see yet another new year in Rotaract. 2022-2023. One of the many things I'm looking forward to is the new signature project. I think it will be fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Nicholas. We do have Paul. Okay. Perhaps Paul. Yes, Paul.
I see we are two polls on the call, so
no problem. You can.
Let me go first in that case.
Thank you.
So my name is Paul Mutinda, guest to the club. I'm in the field of community health and development. Yeah, looking forward to connecting more with guys at RCNC and further, and enjoying the activities of our RNCNC generally. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, for that. I wish to request Cynthia Moirore. If you can hear me, kindly introduce yourself. Okay. Perhaps we could move to Evelyn Ochiel. Yes, Cynthia.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm supposed to introduce myself?
Yes, please.
My name is Cynthia Muiruri. I am a student from JKUAT, third year student, and I am expecting great things, great things. And yes, I'm expecting to learn, to grow, to interact with you guys, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, for that. Evelyn Ochiel, if you can hear me, kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. President. All protocols observed. Evelyn Ochiel. I'm an operations administrator, an alumnus of Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. I served as a vice president in the year 2013-2014. And I'm glad to join you today. I'm looking forward to attending more meetings with you and just to reminisce. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Evelyn, for making time to be with us. Tonight, we look forward to hosting you in our corresponding meetings. I wish to request Maurice M. Maurice M, kindly introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Maurice. I'm not a member of Rotary or Rotaract, so I guess today I'm a guest. If you welcome me, then I'm going to join you for the session. Maybe later on I can be a member of your club, maybe, who knows. Otherwise, I'm in IT, I'm a software developer, and I look forward to a great session. Thank you.
Thank you, Maurice. And at RCNC, we love guests, and we will be definitely reaching out to you to join in and amplify our impact. So thank you so much for making time to be with us tonight, Maurice. Allow me to request.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, my name is Wahu, and today I'm a guest, and I am in the business field. And for the new year, I'm really excited to meet all of you, make connections, have fun, and make lasting friendships. Yes.
Thank you, Wahu. Valentine. Thank you. Valentine Kimiti, if you can hear me, kindly introduce yourself.
Hi, Steve, everyone. My name is Valentine Kimiti. Currently in the field of operations and project management. I'm actually a guest as well here. Not yet a member. So what I look forward to, I think, networking more and also looking forward to more community service projects. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. In the interest of time, I wish to request Wamoyo Wanjohi to be the last guest to introduce herself before we move on to the next phase of this meeting. Wamoyo, Thank you for, she has typed, she says that her name is Wamoyo, currently commuting, and she's not in a position to speak, but she's a guest and she looks forward to to the changes that is coming through this year. Thank you so much, Wamoyo, and we welcome you to the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I wish to stop our introduction sessions at that point. And going forward, I wish to invite Nicholas Mutaiti, who will be the moderator of this meeting, so that he can be able to lead us through the next session. Nicholas, if you can hear me, kindly take it on.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. And indeed, it's been a beautiful year. It has been a wonderful year, 2021, 2022. We have all been happy. We have all encountered happiness along the year with the very gorgeous, our outgoing president, Madam Ruth Kehoro. And I wish wherever we are, if we could appreciate her and her board for what she has done, for the achievements and the milestones that her board has achieved. So wherever we are, I ask you if we could just appreciate her, if it maybe by a clap, by smiling, by being happy. If you have a glass of water, wine, tea, milk, whatever you are drinking, just give her toasts, because her and her board, they have done it. So at this juncture, I want to invite Madam President Ruth to make her last speech as president, because after this she'll be PP, past president. And now for you, Steve, you are PE, President Elect. And so, Madam President Ruth, karibu sana. You took the reins from Ambrose in July 2021. So we want you to give us, in a nutshell, how the year has been, the Rotary year has been. Karibu sana. Welcome.
Thank you, Mutaiti. Am I audible?
Very audible.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Steve, first, I would like to find you. You forgot to let me introduce myself. So you'll remove a presidential fight for that. But thank you, Mutaiti, for hyping me up so much. I think all who have been with us in the journey for the 2021-2022 Rotary year, you can attest that there's been a lot of highlights. And I think, yes, we've missed a couple of our goals, but I'd like to focus on what the board was able to achieve. And as I go through this, kindly do note that I did not do this alone. There was a whole team of, I think, 15 people behind all these successes. So kindly shout them out in the chat as we go along. So first, I'll give these goals, achievements in relation to our strategic plan, that is for the years 2022 to 2024. So I'll start off with membership. So this year, membership has been quite a challenge, especially in terms of engagement, since our meetings are still online. However, we were able to induct 8 people into our club. We've been able to amass a guest pool of around 50 that we are handing over to Steve into the coming years so that he can grow the membership of the club. We've been able to transition 6 members into alumni, and this is due to different reasons, mostly work. People have had to relocate, but also age and just personal growth in other areas. The second area is professional development and leadership. So for this, we were able to, of course, have the Tuesday meetings where we hosted different speak in agribusiness, entrepreneurship, finance, and even have laid back conversations, and also have our signature Swahili night meeting. But to note important to note, we were able to revamp the mentorship program. So we were able to restructure the different groups and also put different operation measures in terms of the groups can decide what to discuss on, depending on the interests and the issues at that moment. We were also able to have the essay competition, which was wrapped up in March. The winners will be announced this week, and also will be issuing their prizes to them from the different schools. The third thing is the relationship with the Rotary Club of Nairobi. This was very important for us because as our mother club, we view Rotary Club of Nairobi as an asset, and we would like to build on that friendship and also network. So for this year, we were able to engage with them in terms of their committees, that is for the youth service, also known as New Generations Committee, and also the service committee. We were able to have a lot of interact activities that was brought about by this relationship. And then also we were able to have members attend the book club meetings that are held by the Rotary Club of Nairobi monthly. In areas of community service, I think Tahiti preempted the biggest achievement that they had for this year, which is structuring the new signature project, which will be handed over to the new board for piloting, improvement, and actualization. We were also able to wrap up on the current signature project, which is Eluma Gerezani. The team visited all 4 Boston institutions, and I think they did it with a bang. So you'll be able to see that on our social media platforms and also from the stories of those who attended the event. For the Rotary Foundation, we were able to have 2 members attain the Paul Harris Fellowship, and then we were the club with the second highest contribution to the Rotary Foundation in the district among Rotaract clubs. We also had more than 26 contributors to the Rotary Foundation from this club. So that's really, really something to celebrate about. And then I think what I'd like to end this with is appreciating our club service team. When we started the year, if most of you can remember, we still had the restrictions placed by the Ministry of Health. So even having our installation was quite a challenge. But our club service team was able to come through. We had a lot of hangouts during the year. Of course, we are looking forward to more in the coming year. We had bowling hangouts, we had home hospitality. We were able to support our members in terms of attending their weddings and supporting them through the burials. Some of our members lost some loved ones. We also had, finally, we were able to do the Camp Dunda hangout. I think that has been in the works for around 2 years, but kept being postponed due to COVID. But finally, we were able to materialize that this year. We also had the Ololua Nature Trail and so many other things that happened. But all I'd like to say is thank you especially to the board members. I know it was a tall task, but you did most of what you aimed to achieve. And I know what was left, you've handed over to the incoming board for them to improve on and to actualize as per our strategic plan. I'd like to thank alumni who are able to have a fellowship with us this year. And it's good. It's been nice to see most of you come back, reminisce. Eve, it's good to see you here after quite a while. And for all the guests who are part of this club, you've supported us in large numbers, always enthusiastic about our events and meetings. Continue with that spirit, work towards membership. It would be nice to see all the 50 transition to membership. And yes, it's been an honor for me to serve as president, and I look forward to the great things that Steve and his board will take us through. Thank you, Mutaiti.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Madam President Ruth. Indeed, it was a beautiful year. And I think one of the many items that you've mentioned that I still have at the back of my mind is Camp Duda. You guys missed it. Whoever missed Camp Duda, pray to God that it is repeated. And if it is repeated, don't miss it. It is one of the best ways to spend a getaway from the hustles and bustles of Nairobi and just enjoy and also make friends and network. Over and above that, the community service projects and everything that we have done, it was indeed a beautiful year. So at this juncture, I want to invite a gentleman by the name of Samuel Karaja, famously known as SK. He has got 1,000,001 titles. And I believe he is inviting for us our guest speaker for the day. So DRL, past president, past SAA, past director, SK, Karibu.
Thank you, Mutaiti. Madam President, President Elect, family, and friends of Rotary and Rotaract. Good evening. My role this evening is one that I perform with great honor to introduce our guest speaker. And our guest speaker tonight is Rotarian George Mathenge. So I have his profile with me. So George is an accomplished finance executive with 15 years of broad experience in all areas of accounting, audit, and financial management. He has direct experience in banking, logistics, commercial and international development organizations. He has experience working with companies which have African interests. He has led finance functions that cover Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Ghana, Nigeria, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Ethiopia, Sudan, and South Sudan. George has several professional qualifications and membership. He attended the executive MBA at Strathmore Business School. He's an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants in the UK. He's a Chartered Global Management Accountant, and he's a member of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya. In Rotary, George was a member of the Rotary Club of Nairobi East and served as president in 2013-2014. He served as assistant governor thereafter, then as country chair, then as district secretary, then as district trainer, and currently is ending a 3-year term as the district finance committee chairperson. He's the incoming chair of the district executive committee, or the district exco, and he's a Paul Harris Fellow +8 and a member of the Paul Harris Society. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rotarian George Mathenge. George, we can hear you, but I think you're muted.
Sorry about that. Technology. I was saying, had I known Sam was going to introduce me, I think I would have worn my suit. But anyway, it's one of those lost opportunities. I don't know if I'm sharing my screen yet.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I think I'm sharing part of. Let me go back to the beginning. Thanks, and thanks, Steve, for inviting me. I'm one of those guys who likes to remain undercover, but when the youth call me for a talk, I wish I'll be able to share a few nuggets of wisdom. I promise my talk will not be long, and I'll still talk about collaboration. But I suspect more or less what you really want is coupled with my presentation. I'll try and give you just a few examples pertaining to Rotary. And one of the things, we need to divide this collaboration into two. When I think about collaboration as a Rotary Club, I think I like looking at it from two parts. One, there is the internal collaboration. And this is a collaboration maybe that happens in your club. This is between the president and the board, and maybe the board and the members. And the way you collaborate then has benefits on things like membership and the way your club looks. And then I also think there is also collaborating with like external collaboration. When you collaborate with maybe third parties to try and do, let's say, bigger things for your club. So let me start with the internal collaboration. And this basically is, I think, for the president and his board, and then the board and Rotarians. And one of the benefits of joining Rotary is people recognize that some of the things as a Rotarian you can do, you would not have otherwise done them individually. And I'm one of those people who's not shy to be selfish. Like some of the help maybe to my village, it would be better if all the Rotarians came to help my village instead of the 1,000 or 2,000 shillings that I send there a month. But in order to collaborate internally as Rotarians and as your board, you've got to be like in a team structure, and you've got to appreciate the workings of a team. And I know I talked to some in the new club they're forming about teamwork. And teamwork, one of the tenets of teamwork is realizing that as an individual, there's a limit to what you can do, and you need other people to help you do big things. And that's you then need to work as a team. But also, it's also good to say that when it comes to teamwork and when you're working as a team, and the best analogy I can do this is in sports. And most people know that I'm a great basketball fan. And I saw the Golden State Warriors have just won the NBA championship. And one of the things you need to do as an individual, in order for the team to achieve greater things than you would have done yourself, as an individual, you must be ready then to sacrifice your individual goals for the team goals. You must sacrifice some individual behaviors in order to then get greater benefits. And if you are unable to sacrifice some of the individual behaviors, the individual joys, the individual gains, then you cannot be a member of a team, and then you can never achieve the bigger goals that other people achieve. One of the things I was working in a team, both at work and in Rotary, is and sacrificing individualism. One of the things is I've then gathered great insights on how to do many different things. And one of the things in my club as president, I wanted to raise, like, let's say, 500,000 shillings in my as president. And the traditional fundraising is let's have some raffles, let's do let's sell some badges, let's sell something. And one of the things as a leader and as a team member is you then need, once you divide some tasks, you then need people to tell you, you then need people to give people space to then do their work. And in this fundraising team, I appointed a lady then who I told her I'm going to do my fundraising, and I want to raise 500,000 shillings. As I waited for her to tell me how many raffles shall we sell, how many bottles of water shall we sell, the idea she came up with was, why don't we do an art exhibition? And I was like, okay, this was not, when I thought of raising money, I hadn't thought of an art exhibition. But by allowing her to do the space and the job I'd given her as a fundraising, maybe executive, I then took part in the first exhibition in my life. And I got to know how exhibitions are curated from scratch, and they raise quite a bit of money. And I gained quite a bit of insights in about art and other things. So as you work in a team and you give people in the team the space to do the work they're supposed to do, if you give them the space, they'll then be innovative. And if you reward innovation and creativity, then you'll be shocked at the bigger and bolder things that you'll be able to do. But then you gain insights, and there's a lot of learning in that team spirit of collaboration. The other thing is about this member engagement, and your outgoing president also complained about engagement. But one of the things is about collaboration, and then you give the different team members a task to do to the best of their ability in an innovative way. And let them do the work. And you'll find that members get engaged, members get plugged in. And sometimes you need to let members do, allow them to do uncomfortable things and encourage them to think outside the box. And I'm suspecting when you talk about Club Dunda, it's the Club Dunda in Embu that you're the team building place you're talking about in Embu. And some of these experiences, somebody must have told you about Club Dunda and maybe its location. And this is what happens when you keep members. You like speaker secretary. Let her go get, I tell her I want to go and get as many diverse speakers as you can. I had one speaker secretary who even got a magician. So your meetings, the only limitation to your meetings actually is you, and then not letting people do their job. So the more you let people do their job, and the more people get engaged, and in any role. The only place I don't advocate for innovation is finance. I think finance, you just do the books as you're supposed to do, and there's no room for innovation. The innovation in finance is called cooking. The other thing is about sparring innovative ideas. And these innovative ideas come from, in this team, you must have as people as diverse as possible. And that diversity brings better collaboration with better results. And diversity is in terms of age, in terms of experience. I also think in terms of classification. One of the secrets of Rotary is to get as diverse members as possible. And then you need also a balance between maybe men and women. And if you add the balance between gender and the balance in classification and age, you then get a good life experience about different tenets of things. I also believe at your age as Rotaractors, by trying to be collaborators teams individually in your Rotary Club, people then start honing their management skills. The person who likes talking a lot at some point learns how to listen, which is going to help him maybe in his career. The person who's like me, I used to like burst out when somebody, I'm not happy, I used to burst and then just speak my mind. But with some of these collaborative efforts and teams, I've learned sometimes it's good just to keep quiet. And as you learn small management skills, things like pitching your ideas. If you're given a task or a project, you can then be able to pitch your idea. The other thing is then you need to develop your management skills, managing each other, to then go into a leadership role. And the more you hone the team and your club members, they're engaged, the more then you'll have a pipeline even of people to become president. And you won't be like many clubs I'm seeing struggling, like trying to get a president-elect is like pulling teeth. You then have people who have been working collaboratively, your team. They have learned some soft management skills. And then you have at least every year, you have 3 people who want to take their management to the next level, which is leadership. The other thing is you break some stereotypes. The more you engage with diverse people, the more you break some stereotypes. And in Kenya, we have many stereotypes. We have stereotypes on women and men. The more you work together as women and men, you then start breaking down some of the barriers. You start seeing them as people I also talk about tribe. The more you work with other tribes, the more you see that these are people. And the more you work also with different age groups and different people of different even economic classes, the more then you start seeing, despite our differences, our humanity kind of brings us together. The other thing is this team spirit. And the more people work together and you build a team, the more, and I see this in sports, the more then you can even finish each other's sentences. You can do bigger, bolder things. You can then, but then underlying that, the club always has a vision. You're not doing just, because sometimes if you don't have things like projects or a vision that you're aspiring to, some of the clubs, the team spirit is so big, but if you don't have a project or some humanitarian, some clubs move out from being Rotary clubs to being more social clubs. But that's not a bad thing, because these are very strong teams, but with no social agenda or vision putting them together. So sometimes you find there are these strong Rotary groups, but in absence of things like projects and other things, they become then social clubs. So you've also got to look at the right mix. But I also think the next thing I want to talk about, and I think this is more important for members of your club, is what I call collaborative partnerships. And this is when you start thinking about collaboration and then taking out this collaboration out of your club to then third parties. And I've put a definition there of what partnerships, collaborative partnerships is. These are just, you just come together with other groups, other organizations. And the big thing is you must have a common goal. And then the other thing is like combining, you want to combine something. Most people want to achieve a bigger goal that they can't do by themselves, but it's also about resources. And resources is not always about money. There was a terrible collaborative effort between Rotaractors and Rotarians that I think the new type of collaboration is trying to break. I think in the past we had this big collaboration, and we used to say Rotaractors bring the labor and Rotarians bring the resources. So when we need KYMs, we used to call Rotaractors. When they needed money, they used to call us. Despite that skewed relationship, it was actually a type of collaboration. You brought your hard labor, we brought our resources, and we collaborated, albeit grudgingly. And that's why I think I've added the thing about partnership. Partnership has an underlying tone of some equality. Somebody is bringing something to the table. And without this partnership, both parties would then lose. And the best partnerships that I think from a Rotaract's perspective, you've got there, you can have a collaborative partnership with your Rotary club, and I think your mother club is a Rotary Club of Nairobi. Some partnerships are between maybe Rotaractors and Rotarians with their communities, the ones they are serving, and you can even have relationships with community cause to help you serve the community. But the bigger ones, the bolder ones, I like collaboration and partnerships between Rotarians and Rotaractors with corporate organizations. And also some stakeholders. And one of the stakeholders I like, where we are collaborating with is in Lavington is with the police. And what we do, we paint their police station, we equip their police station, and when we get caught by alcohol blue, and we have a lot of runnings with the law based on our lifestyles. When we get stuck, when we are caught by police running a traffic light, by alcohol, we then call in this partnership. We tell them we painted our police station, have the OCPD's fall on speed, although that's on a lighter note. But you need to start thinking about collaborating with these third parties, and these are the building blocks of collaboration. One is synergy. The sum is bigger than the sum of the whole is bigger than each of the individual parts. One of the things we do in Lavington is we have collaborations with businesses around Lavington. So, and then we try and restrict all our projects as much as possible to Kawangware and sometimes Riruta. And this collaboration with the businesses in Lavington is that most of the business owners and most of the well-to-do people in Lavington, their domestic help and all their workers, normally the pool of labor is coming from Kawangware and Samri Ruta. So if you enter to a collaboration with some of these organizations, they provide resources like money and other resources, but even deep down, they have a selfish need because they have this, consciously they're trying to help the labor force where their workers come from and where their domestic workers and all the workers come from. And imagine if you're a business owner and you use a Rotary Club then to, let's say, provide water in Kawangware. Even when your house girl is coming to your place to work, she knows my employer is one of the guys giving me water in my place where I live. And that also creates some synergies at home in the business. So people are doing selfish things, but we are enjoying with this collaboration. The other thing is sharing resources. And one of the things as Rotaractors, you know, one of the things I say, you must confess, Rotaractors don't have as much resources as outsiders have. And you then need to position yourself to get these resources. And most of the rich people don't have time to go to the communities where they serve. So you need to create value propositions. We'll go to the communities, you provide the resources. And these things normally work because rich people want to get this thing out of their conscience. I'm helping people. Albeit I'm not doing the hard work, I'm giving these resources, but I know I'm helping people. And you can provide that conduit. And it's a value proposition to do that. And one of the things and some of these partnerships, you can even take them a level further. Your President Elect in her exit speech just now talked about you are the second highest raising club of the foundation, and I suspect most likely you raised between $2,000 to $5,000. I think you raised even between $2,000 to $3,000 because I've seen the statistics. And one of the things you can do, you know, you can have even corporations contribute money to the foundation, and then you take advantage of that. They credit then your club. So you can go to a corporate, tell them you want to help the world, contribute money to the foundation, and then that money is shown in your Rotary Club. And that's how you find some of these clubs are able to raise $50,000 year in, year out. They have some individuals, but the more you have third parties helping you achieve your goals, the bigger, the more realistic and bigger goals that you can have. The other thing is to overcome obstacles, and this happens again with Rotary clubs. As a club, we started with maybe a library in Kawangware, and you find among Rotarians you can contribute, you maybe get 50, 60,000 and equip this library to some extent. You go to textbook center, buy vouchers, equip the library. But then these guys then get hungry for learning. It's a school library, they need books on a continuous basis. So by trying to help them, you've created a big obstacle. You need like sustainability aspect. How can you get books from class 1 to 8? How can you get relevant books? How can you get the latest computers, state-of-the-art equipment? And by now you reach an obstacle where your resources individually and as a club cannot then solve these problems, maybe of the school. You then have to go outside and create these partnerships to then solve bigger problems. A good example, we have some clubs, some in Mombasa, some in Nairobi. We started educating two students in a school, but then this thing of education is such a big thing, and you then need a pipeline. After educating one guy, for 1 year, next year what happens? That's how you find people reached obstacles. You go to corporates, and now you have clubs even creating endowments where you have where you've raised all this huge money from outside, but you're just eating the interest, so that it has a sustainable aspect. And you have these big clubs that have created endowments. Every year you have a golf tournament to add to the endowment, so that the interest you earn can then help more kids. But then what the genesis of that is this club had reached an obstacle. It could then not solve by itself. You then have to go outside and partner with people and then start thinking of big things like endowment. The other thing is this thing of PR. The more you collaborate with communities, with third parties, other organizations, the more PR you get. Because when you do a visit as a club, you even know your social media outlets are limited. You will share your photos in the Rotary groups. and the audience is just Rotarians. But as you partner with bigger corporations, with other third parties, you then also extend your social media reach and also your community reach. So it's also these partnerships, it also drives your awareness. And I've also said that and then the last point, we cannot repeat. It says access to constituents and funding. This is the hard cash. You get more exposure. And one of the things I've seen in terms of partnerships, when you get a good partner, they then introduce you to another partner. When you have your installations and you also get your partners, they buy tables of 10, they bring their friends that develop partnerships. And then this thing keeps growing larger. It has a snowball. It has a snowball effect. The other thing, as I wind down my topic for today, I just thought that it's one of the things, all these partnerships, whether it's internal, whether it's with big people, big players outside, it all comes down to relationships. So and it comes down to relationships and people. So because all these corporations are made of people, all these partners you think of are made of people, all your beneficiaries are people. So one of the things I don't want, maybe, and it's a challenge to Rotaractors, I always tell them, is you've then got to get into the habit of building relationships and talking to people about you, about networking and building these bigger relationships. Because at the end of the day, all these partnerships, it's about people to people. And normally you find even the opportunities that come to my club in Lavington. I remember I had gone for some cocktail somewhere and met some executive who wanted to help. We invite the guy to the club, but it normally starts with a relationship, people to people. And the other thing is, I think these partnerships like romance, they're built on hopes and dreams and what might happen when certain opportunities are pursued. So sometimes when you talk about your dreams and hopes and you talk to the right people, that's when you see that you get into things that might have a snowball effect. My last slide is why I tell you all these things about collaboration and partnerships. I just think we then need to come to why are we in Rotary? In Rotary, most people, and these from surveys that have been done from time immemorial, most of the people, why they come into Rotary and the benefit most people derive from Rotary is the friendships they form, a lot of fun and entertainment they have, the business development that you get, your personal and professional growth, continued learning, traveling opportunities. And all I'm saying is one of these opportunities is actually brought about by having these teams, these strong working teams internally, because you then attract more members and your club, you then make more friends and your club then has more fun and entertainment. And then you grow your collaboration to third parties. Then you start developing your individual businesses, your career paths, you start developing as a person, you learn more, and then you travel. I think one of the benefits of Rotary and more than 50% of the biggest partnerships have not even been got, they have been got by traveling outside. And when you travel outside and you wear your pin and you travel to clubs, that's when you get the bigger benefits of bigger collaborations, like getting global grants, partners from outside there, because Rotary, at the end of the day, is supposed to be a worldwide network. So the last point I have is don't limit yourself again to the club and then to Kenya. Rotary, actually, the benefits are from a worldwide network. So this is my parting shot. Don't just survive. I think you should choose to thrive. I think that's it for me. I can take maybe questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rotarian George, for those nuggets of wisdom. I must confess they were. That's an interesting speech and an interesting talk. Thank you so much. I've been able to take a few pointers from it, and thank you so much, Asante. So at this juncture, I'm going to ask members and guests who are on this call, any of us who may have questions to shoot. So you can raise your hand. I'm not sure if I can see the hands. Let me see. Super, I don't know if you can see them from the back end. Of anybody who may have a question, you can write it on the chat and then I can read it out, or even raise your hand and we are able to pass the question to Rotary George. Or even a comment towards the speech. You're welcome.
Mutaiki, if I may go.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Rotary and George. I think while you were talking, I was telling Steve, this is exactly what we need to hear as a club, because I feel like we have a lot of potential. We just don't know how to go about it. And I'd like to thank you because you've given us a lot of pointers, in terms of corporate partnerships, how to package ourselves, how to even expand Rotary contribution. So just I have a question, and I'll line this because I need maybe an example. Our new project, if I may preempt, is about growing a village. We want to take a village and help them solve their problems, and this is going to be one of the biggest things that we've ever done as a club. So how do we package ourselves to corporates so that they are able to buy into our project and support us, and also be with us for the long run?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your question. I think your question is it's a very loaded question. Because what happens, I don't know about the village you want to support, but I don't know if you've had a chat with them about what their needs are, and that's them. And Rotary is very big on needs assessment, and I've also seen this from the corporate I work in. We said we wanted to help a school in Kasarani, and our first meeting we had all these ideas. We're going to bring for you sanitary pads. We're going to do ABCD. But in our first discussion, they told us, hold on, this is our biggest need at the moment. So part of the partnership is going to speak to this village that you want to help, and you'll be shocked that maybe their need is different from actually what you're planning. So then you need to go back and kind of align your if you really want to help the village, you need to align with what their greatest needs are. But one of the things to do is then listen to what the village people are saying. But some of the biggest village initiatives I've seen is you can even start by you start with a small project, but with your project, and I don't know for you who came for the DCA. There was this gentleman from Ethiopia who talked about some project they had in Ethiopia. And for example, you can start by just building a water tank. And by this water tank, you've got to have guys with a long-term vision. How will you build the village? Maybe you start with the water tank because that's their most pressing needs. It will then allow maybe girls to go to school. You can then start like a library. You can then build a school, but you need to map it out, and you need to map it out. You need to, because your village development has to be long term. You then maybe want to transform the village, but your inroad can be, you can start with water, but then you need to have building blocks and phases, and then you collaborate with different partners as you build this village approach. And one of the things I've seen is you can get corporates. One of the things people do is any village has produced one or two successful people who are living large in Nairobi. Part of the people who can drum support and resources are the villagers who've benefited from this village and have resources in Nairobi. So there are ways you can get people to partner with. Maybe their company is based near the the village, but it needs a strategic approach. But you need short-term wins, but you then need to have a bigger vision for the bigger sustainable development. I don't know if I've answered your question.
You have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam President Ruth. Rotary and George, I have, I think, 3 questions on the chat. I don't know if you'll allow me to read them, then you can answer all of them together.
Yes.
So Steve asked, perhaps how do board members put away their personal indifferences to work in unison and collaborate together for the benefit of the club? That's a question from Steve. I have Francisco Moridi asking, how can guests be encouraged to participate in Rotary activities, collaborate with members, and also be allowed to share in Rotary growth? And then I have a third question from Cynthia Moiruri. How has your experience, and she says this is a little bit personal, however, she still continues and asks, how has your experience in Rotary been like, and what's your greatest achievement in life so far?
Okay, let me start the one with how can board members work together. One of the ways is, and some boards do this, and maybe the incoming president, you can have a board retreat, but 90% of the board retreats don't work. If you want to achieve some, we normally get a third party. The person to run your retreat you should be an outsider, somebody independent, and then you give them the objective that when you live here, you want to come out as one cohesive team. You're very lucky to be associated with the Rotary Club of Nairobi, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think Mike Eldon is one of your members of the Rotary Club of Nairobi, and Mike Eldon has facilitated for the Rotary Club of Lavington, Nairobi East, a couple of board retreats, but as an independent person who runs boards in the corporate sector. And when you're having the retreats, don't away from getting big names, because you'll achieve 2 goals. One, you'll learn more from if you get a third party to run your retreat. And the bigger issue is, if you try and do it internally, most people have already come with a bias. People will say, this is Nicholas trying to tell me. I have been playing with Nicholas for all these years. He's trying to tell me to go to the higher level. So it's very hard for people to listen to each other. But if you want to go to you normally need an independent person to have your retreat, so that people can put their individual things aside. And this can only be, to me, articulated by an independent person who will tell you that individually you will achieve 0, but collectively you'll achieve together. If you try and tell each other as buddies, that won't work. Then don't shy away, get a big name from industry. Get a Martino Duorotieno if you can. Worst case, get a Patrick Obath, who's a Rotarian. But he'll then tell you about this board. How will you then put your individual things aside? But also bigger things is as a board in these talks, you're then given the roadmap or the blueprint to start getting big, hairy, audacious goals. Because when you always talk internally, you continue with your small community talk. So it's sometimes good to bring an outsider. Then you can open up your mind and get big, hairy, audacious goal and outside thinking. The other thing was on guests. On guests is also, every question you're asking me is complicated. On guests, I think your meetings, you need to change your outlook to meetings. Because if you try and hold the traditional Rotary meeting where guests come in, they are not welcomed, they leave, you've got to be deliberate. When you get guests, and one of the things I tell Rotarians is that your lunchtime meeting or your evening meeting, think of it as a show. You're putting up a show. It's like a concert. So when I'm coming for your evening meeting, and all the guests who've come for the evening meeting, people have, in the age of social media and COVID, I can go to any meeting in the world. I can actually go to a meeting in New York and listen to world-class speakers. So you've got to create a value proposition around your meetings. Today's meeting, we have these guests. And if you have a physical meeting, from the way the guests are introduced, supposed to be an experience. From if people have a good experience, they are treated well, the meeting is well run, not the president in many Rotary clubs, your people are being thrown under the bus. Today we will say the grace. So, and you can see, you know, when you look at people, eye contact, you can see this guy clearly has been thrown under the bus. Maybe the guy meant to introduce the speaker didn't come. If you avoid all those side shows and put a good show, you can then tell a guy, people will even come to you and then tell them, you can then come back for another meeting. In one of the better clubs I used to be in Nairobi East many years ago, we had a lady who used to invite guests, and she used to then create a separate mailing list. So all the guests, as guests attended, all the guests were on this other mailing list, being informed about what our club was doing, other speakers, and quite a number of people joined the club, just being, because when there's a good speaker, the guest comes again. When there's something happening, the guest then comes. The other thing we did once was then do something which is big and audacious. And one of the things that was big and audacious we did, and I don't know if you heard just after my presidency, in 2014, we climbed Kilimanjaro. And this was a big climb, and we were like 50 people. And but it started in my club. Let's do something we've never done. And Carol Kimutai led the initiative. And when she said, let's climb this mountain, guys were like, my God. We talked about big, hairy, audacious goal, but it's too big for us. So she broke it down into climbing a big mountain. You first start by climbing hills. So we started with Upper Hill, then we went to Gong Hills. Then you do hills, then you go to smaller mountains. But what people enjoy most with the biggest, hairy, audacious goal, it's like salvation. It's not the day you achieve the goal. Actually, the journey, because it took like 6-7 months. The journey was more meaningful for me. The small hills, the bigger hills, the people you talked to as you were climbing the hills, the people that joined the climb to the ultimate climb, but the whole experience. So you start with small milestones and make it a bigger experience. But you've also got to rethink the way you're running your Rotaract club, because people's time is becoming a big constraint, and people want value for their time. Now, the biggest achievement, the biggest achievement in my life, as a small man, I'm not famous, but let's start from Rotary. And if you have a leadership position, Rotary, I went to the Rotary Club of Nairobi East, and now I grew the membership. I was the first person to break. We always used to hang between 20 and 35. So one of the things I did was I broke the 50 barrier mark in membership. So I said we needed to break the 50, and this was just arrogance. It can be broken. Why do we never reach 50? So you've got to set yourself big goals. So I broke the 50 mark, and I think by the time I left, 60 members. But then again, now they're going towards 100. But by breaking that barrier, it provided a bigger problem. I loved the smaller intimate club. And this thing of organic growth of bringing 10, 20 members, I then found it was, and I then joined the district. So I found this thing of bringing 1, 2, 3 members is also not sustainable. So I also said, let's form, me and a few people like Joe Tim said, let's form a new club. And a new club is a bigger challenge, like when we're forming the Rotary Club of Lavington. So what you're doing, instead of bringing 5 guys to Nairobi Central, by forming a new Rotaract club, you're saying you want to bring 40 at a go. So I found that a good challenge, forming a new club of totally new people. And we limited the number of people transitioning from Nairobi East to 3. So we said, let's form a club of new people. And ironically, the first meeting of Lavington, there were 12 people from Nairobi East and then 2 guests. So we had to turn the script. We said, look, we just need new blood because we want new Rotarians. That's supposed to be one of the achievements in Rotary. My other second achievement is at the district level. But by the time I was becoming the finance chair, this is more recent. I took my role 3 years ago, and most of you know that we had some governance issues, and we had to pay some money which had been misappropriated. I mean, it's out in the open by the Rotary Club of Meru to the tune of $100,000. So by the time Joe told me become the finance chair, He was, look, we have no reserves. Actually, we had negative reserves. But over the last 3 years, I think I've grown the reserves back to $100,000. And it's not been easy. So one of the things is this prudence in growing the reserves for the district. In my personal, I think in my personal, in my professional role, I was a UK management accountant, and for many years, I think maybe from 2008 again, when I was joining Rotary, until about 2015, I was growing this management accounting profession in Kenya, and I grew it from like zero to just organize all the UK accountants, management accountants, and we got recognition. I was appointed to a board to represent the Kenyan accountants in South Africa. But in my last 2 years, I actually sat on the international board for management accountants. But that's just growing the management accounting profession in Kenya. In my current organization, I work for a company called Trademark East Africa. And when we joined it, it was a startup. And I mean, we were like starting up something supposed to help trade in East and Central Africa. As we speak now, I think we are in 14 countries. And we are burning about $100 million every year, and that's not a small feat. But the message is in life, including as an individual. Let's come back to the message of my achievement. As an individual, you've got to grow yourself. When you come to your Rotaract club, you've got to grow your Rotaract club. You grow to some point, you start having babies, or merge with that, or become a Rotary club. But in your company, you've got to grow. And the day you're not growing is the day then you know. In all the companies I've been, the day you stop growing, then you then need to move. So that's, I think that, I hope I've answered your 3 questions.
Yes, Rotarian George, you have answered my 3 questions, and I believe you have given a very good insight into yourself also. There's too much to learn from you. I must appreciate and I must recognize that. Maybe a challenge to the team that is coming in, we should have maybe a session with you on matters leadership and personal development as a mentor to the members of the club. Thank you so much. Allow me not to take any other further questions in the interest of time. However, if you have any question directed to Rotarian George, please share it on the chat, and then we shall be sure to pass it over to him and give you a response on the same. So at this very juncture, we are on time. Allow me to invite the very beautiful Vivian Lisper to invite our Dell nominee to preside over the handover. Vivian Lisper, to you.
Thank you, Mutaiti. Well, it is with great honor that I introduce Madam Nancy Njeri. Nancy Njeri Munyingi's classification is civil engineering, currently a graduate assistant pursuing her master's in the same with a specification in structures in Dedan Kimathi University of Technology. She joined the Rotaract Club of Dedan Kimathi in November 2016, when she was later elected as Club Service Director for the Rotary year 2017-2018. Later, she served as the Professional Development and Leadership Director in the Rotary year 2018-2019, and then as the President of the Great Rotaract Club of the Kut in Rotary year 2019-2020. She was then appointed Assistant DRR, Mount Kenya Region, where she represented 6 clubs and also served as the DA Registration and Programs Head, Rotary year 2020-2021. She's currently serving, at least for 2 more days, as Rotaract District 9212 Projects Chair, and was the DCA Diani Accommodation Head this Rotary year 2021-2022. Her friends started the Rotaract Club of Nyeri, where she served as the club advisor during the chartering process and as the TRF director. She shall be serving as the DCA Kenya onto chair this coming Rotary year 2022-2023 and is the current DRR nominee. Nancy enjoys singing, traveling, swimming, reading, and hiking. Let's put our hands and welcome our DRR, Nancy Njeri.
DRR, my friend. Thank you for that introduction. Hi guys. It's been a minute since I was in Nairobi Central. As you've said, you haven't been having physical meetings and also virtually. So I'm really excited to be here for this handing over ceremony. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Sawa, thank you. I think we should just jump into this, considering time is gone. But I think I'd make a few remarks. Thank you, George, for that talk. It's very exciting to see that one of the things that Nairobi Central wants to do this Rotary year is collaborations. Even as a district, we've been trying to encourage people to do bigger and better projects and all that, and which involve collaborations and partnerships, which is part of the things you've talked about. So I'm really excited about that. And also, I think I'd want to commend Nairobi Central. You guys got like so many awards at DC. You guys are doing a very good job. The outgoing, the 44th board with your president, outgoing president Ruth Kihoro. That was a very beautiful job. And Steve, tunaona you have big shoes to fit, but we have full confidence in you. And as with those remarks, we can jump into the handing over, and I will invite the current president to hand over to introduce the incoming president. Ruth, please do us the honors.
Hi everyone once again. Thank you, Nancy, for this opportunity. I thought I was done speaking for the Rotary. Actually.
No, you have to usher in Steve it beautifully.
Okay. Thank you. Let me try and do my best. So Steve Maina. I don't know, Kamau is your last name. I don't know if it's Steve Kamau Maina or Steven Maina Kamau. But this lovely soul who is going to be, sorry, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So this lovely soul who is my successor is one of the brightest people I've ever met. He is in journalism. Yes, feel flattered, Steve, feel flattered. I don't think I've ever said these things to you. So yes, he is in journalism. He works for the government. So whenever I see KBC, I actually think of Steve. He loves being chilled out. Most of the times you'll find him in very comfortable shoes. I don't think they have a name because they're not sneakers, they're not rubbers, they're not loafers. They're just some weird rubber things he loves to wear. Steve loves food and loves people. And I think he'll be such a wonderful president, and I looked forward to more food hangouts. He went to Chinga Boys, and he loves talking to young people. He loves doing a lot of mentorship. So I think what I hope most, Steve, is that your personality will shine this coming year with you as president, and I'm really excited to see it. Thank you, Nancy.
So thank you. Thank you for that. I have met Steve once at someone's wedding. Yes, to look out in a dance firirida. So I'm also very excited because that is my current. I know you on your fun side, and this will be a good year. I am sure it will be. So Steve, you can unmute yourself so that you can say your oath, and so that you can tell the people what you promised to do. You can just say after me. Hi, Ama. Just salimia out kidogo. We can hear your voice before you start
Hi,
the whole official
hi
process.
Nancy. Hi everybody. I think after that introduction, I literally have nothing to say. I'm blushing from here to Nairobi. Oh God. And it's wow. Thank you, Nancy. I hope my voice and I am audible enough.
Yes, you are. Yes, you're audible.
Thank you.
Sawa, you'll just repeat after me. I, Steve Maina, in this case,
I, Stephen Maina Kamau,
having been admitted as the president of Nairobi Central, Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central,
having been admitted as the president of the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central,
the Rotary year 2022-2023,
the Rotary year 2022-2023,
in Rotary District 9212,
in the Rotary District 9212,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
upon my honor to faithfully and willingly discharge the duties and responsibilities of my office, conscious of the important obligations which I have voluntarily committed to assume. I further pledge to uphold the standard Rotaract Constitution and bylaws of the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central
and bylaws of the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central
and that of Rotary International, ever putting into practice the Rotary motto, we say the Rotary motto,
of service above self,
and applying the four-way test as the basis of all my actions to help advise the objects of Rotaract, giving emphasis to the 2022-2023 Rotary International theme,
giving emphasis to the 2022-2023 Rotary International theme.
Imagine Rotary.
Imagine Rotary.
All this I pledge and promise.
All these I do pledge and promise.
To observe to the best of my ability.
To observe to the best of my ability.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Purpose of evasion. Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And you are officially the president of the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. You can applaud your president, people.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations again. And now that you're president, I will invite you to invite your board, your team, to us so that they can also.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Thank you, dear nominee Nancy. Oh my God, this is how presidents feel. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to introduce to you the 45th Board of Directors. We're calling it a leap into the future because we wish to at least push this club to the next level. Thank you, Sopel. And perhaps our brief agenda through this new year will be how to leverage collaborations. I think we've been, our guest speaker tonight, Dr. George Mathenke, has literally a brief and a detailed understanding about collaborations. We'll also seek to spruce up our member retention and engagement, and lastly, do something around the Rotary Foundation. Thank you, Super. And on leveraging on collaborations, you have an amazing picture there. And I think that's the way we need to leverage our collaboration this year. We want to ensure that our physical dockets are conducted, our physical events are conducted in collaboration with other dockets. And also we wish to explore possible avenues of collaboration between RCNC and her sister clubs, that is the Rotaract Club of USIU and the Rotaract Club of the KCA, and also her twin clubs, that is the Rotaract Club of Mela in Ethiopia and the Rotaract Club of Kampala Sese Islands in Uganda. And also leverage on the corporate partnerships through the upcoming Rotary Youth Entrepreneurship Forum, courtesy of our mother club, the Rotary Club of Nairobi. Thank you. Our second agenda through this year will be how to retain and engage our members. And I think top on our priority will be how we wish to establish a members welfare kitty through a member outreach annual strategy that will be able to take care of our members' personal affairs. And also we need to heighten our member engagement during the RCNC physical events that will be coming up, and also foster quality professional leadership development for RCNC members and guests, by extension, through the type of guests that will be reaching out through the new year. Our third agenda is something around the Rotary Foundation. Yes, and through the Rotary Foundation, this year we wish to roll out an ambitious target of about $1,000 US to the TRF. This will also come in very handy by ensuring that all members of the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central donate at least $1 to the Rotary Foundation through the new year and make this club an all-giving club. And also wish to encourage RCNC events that are targeted at raising funds towards the Rotary Foundation. And the goal for this is to at least execute a joint project with our mother club, the Rotary Club of Nairobi, and thereafter apply for a global grant from Rotary International to heighten our impact in this community. So yes, perhaps we can speak briefly on the RCNC strategic plan. We do have a 3-year strategic plan as the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. And ladies and gentlemen, the strategic plan of the RCNC speaks to about 6 key pillars, which include membership growth. We also have a pillar around professional and leadership development. We do have a pillar that speaks to the relationship with our mother club, the Rotary Club of Nairobi. We do have a pillar that speaks to our relationship as RCNC with our twin clubs, that is the Rotaract Club of Kampala Sese Islands, and also the Rotaract Club of Mela in Ethiopia, and our sister clubs, that is the Rotaract Club of USIU and the Rotaract Club of KCA, who I do believe are currently in the house. So we do have that pillar. Our last 2 pillars in the RCNC 3-year strategic plan speak to the community service project that we are currently trying to execute at Dr. Village in Laikipia, in Isiolo County. And we do have the Rotary Foundation pillar that we seek to ensure that the club is an all-giving club to TRF. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the team that has been voted and elected and requested to assume various positions in the new year. This is the team that will be heightening our impact and also taking that leap into the future. In the admin docket, we do have 5 members. That is Super James will be leading the secretariat team, assisted by Alice Mary Kimani. Our head of finance, this is a mathematics guy. His name is Joseph Kopula, who will be handling our financials. Our President Elect, this is the man that the club will be handing over passing over the baton next year time like this. His name is Frederick Oburu, who is the President Elect. And my lovely assistant and the Vice President of the club through the new year, Her name is Lois Masharia. Oh my gosh, she has an amazing smile. And yes, I'll be the team lead of this team. So that's the admin. Let's get to see who are holding the dockets that in the new year. So the first docket is the professional and leadership development. The Prof Dev docket will be led by Nicholas Mutaiti as the director, assisted by the lovely Makena Mwaneki, who will also be in charge of the mentorship program between the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central and the Rotary Club of Nairobi. And also Janet Wanja, the amazing Janet Wanja will be assisting that docket and also in charge of the Interact program. Thank you. Moving on to the community service docket. This is the team to watch as the club rolls out a new signature project for the next 5 years. The community service docket will be led by Joyce Karemi. Oh, she's amazing, and she has huge plans for the club. And Joyce will be assisted by the lovely Rita Akoth as the assistant director, and also Jason Gikonyo as another assistant director. Thank you. And the next docket will be the club service docket. This is the docket that says that they are putting food in every equation. So that would be something interesting to watch out for. The club service docket will be led by Rita Mogore as the director, assisted by Hannah Mukami as the assistant. Thank you. The PR, the public relations and image docket, will be led by Jeff Wamogo as the director, assisted by the amazing Helen Nyambura. This is the docket that will be controlling all our socials and trying to connect the club online. So thank you for that. Our fundraising docket, this is the team that will be leading us through financials and trying to collect money for our club as we roll out the new signature project. The director this year will be Paul Kuria, and Paul will be assisted by the amazing Jackie Gavita. Thank you. We do have the Rotary Foundation docket. This is a lady who has been tasked at seeing how the club will raise about $1,000 towards the TRF. So Perpetual Machua will be leading that docket with an amazing committee that she has comprised. And so if you wish to join the Rotary Foundation docket, please do feel free to reach out to Perpetual Machua. Thank you. We do have the IES docket, International Service docket, that will be helping the club reach out to our partners across the boundaries of the country. This is Vivian Lispa, who will be leading that team as a director, and Vivian Lispa will be assisted by Rose Saitoti. That is the team to watch. Thank you. Last but not least, we do have the team who I'm calling the think tank. These are the team who will be able to help me think through various issues around Rotary and Rotaract. And think tank comprises of our immediate past president and a good friend Ruth Kihoro. This is a lady who steered this club for the last 12 months, and it's an honor to take up this position after her. And also another member of our think tank will be our alumni and a current Rotarian Sam Karanja, who is, I think, a man who needs no introduction. He brings with him a wealth of experience on matters Rotaract, and he'll be able to advise us through this year. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear nominee, that is our board. Those are the few gentlemen and women and ladies who have actually stepped up to assume various positions throughout the new year and help this army achieve its dream for the club. So thank you for that. Back to you, dear nominee.
Thank you, President Steve, for that beautiful presentation on your goals for the year. And for actually your plan for some time from now, and also for the beautiful introduction of your fans. Tumenotice ni wasichana tu wanaitwa lovely na kupewa like beautiful names at the end of their introductions or beginnings, but it's okay, you know, it's okay. For the board, you're supposed to do your oath, but I don't know whether it will be the chorus in the Zoom meeting, whether it will be okay. Is it okay if they just chorus after, because they're supposed to say out their oath just the way the president has done that? We unmute ourselves and then do it. Cindy, it will come as it comes, you know. But this is their moment. Again, congratulations, board. As you've seen, you have big shoes to fit in, but then again, your club is known to always have big shoes. So I'm sure you're up for the task. And you'll have a very good day ahead of you with your president steering ship. So if you are in the incoming board, that is board 2020, the 45th board. Nyinyi hamwambiwa ati 2023, it is the 45th board. Please unmute yourself so that we can do the oath, say the oath of office. Tuko muted? We may start. So when I say I, you'll be like I and your name, and then the rest you'll just say after me. Sawa? I,
Nicholas.
Rachel Mashua. I, Rose.
do some solemnly pledge.
Do solemnly pledge
that I will fulfill the duties of my office.
That I will fulfill the duties of my office
in the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central.
The Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
That I will support President Steve.
That I will support President Steve.
And will abide by the standard Rotaract Club Constitution.
And will abide by the standard Rotaract Club Constitution.
And bylaws of the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central.
Bylaws of the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central.
And those of Rotary International.
And those of Rotary International.
Ever putting into practice the Rotary motto.
Ever putting into practice the Rotary motto.
Service above self. Service above self. Applying the four-way test.
And applying the four-way test
as the basis of my actions.
The basis of my actions.
Help advance the objects of Rotaract.
Help advance the objects of Rotaract.
Giving emphasis to the 2022-2023 Rotary International theme.
Giving emphasis to the 2023 Rotary
International theme.
Imaginary. All this I pledge and promise.
All this I pledge and
promise.
To do and observe to the best of my ability. Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me.
Yeah. Usually there'd be the exchange of the bell and gong and all that, and the charter certificate and the president and Avalisha the chain. But for now, we will just clap for you. You are officially the 54th board taking office of Nairobi Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. Congratulations. Congratulations. We shall dance at your installation. Okay, I might not be there, but they shall be dancing at the installation. Thank you. I give you the board, Mr. President. Back to you, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you so much, dear Honorable Nancy Jerry, for taking us through that oath of office. Congratulations, the 45th board, and also congratulations, dear nominee Nancy Jerry. We look forward for the district thriving under your leadership as a district Rotaract representative. At this point,
Amen.
Thank you so much. At this point, I wish to invite Nicholas Mutaiti to lead us through the vote of thanks. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you so much, President Steve. It's now official. Before that, we were calling you President-elect, but now it's official. President Steve Maina, I'm so happy for you being one. Allow me to blow my trumpet. I being one of the people who led you to the Rotaract Club of Nairobi. I'm very much proud of you. So congratulations to you and to the board. Now, before I invite Freddie to give the vote of thanks, allow me to recognize the presence of President Elect Josephine, Dr. Ambassador Josephine, from our mother club. It will not be fair. Our parents are the most important things in this life. You must recognize the presence of your parents. If your parents are somewhere, give them a chance and you shall go far. You shall get blessings that you cannot get from anywhere else. So, Rotarian Dr. Ambassador Josephine, allow me to skip protocol and invite you to just say a congratulations message to RCNC and to President Steve. Karibu. Okay, I think she might have off. I had seen her in. Very well. Do we have a president or a representative from USIU, Rotaract Club of USIU, our young sisters, sister club, President Silas Ooko? I think I see you in attendance. So before I give a chance to President-elect Freddie, I would like to give you a chance to pass your congratulatory message to RCNC and to President Steve. Cyrus, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nicholas. Congratulations to Mr. Steve, and I also like to appreciate the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central for the good work, and to Mr. Steve, keep with the good work and the entire team, and to all of us who are here, let's keep on with the spirit and we transform the world. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, President Silas Ooko, and we are watching your space. We know the plans that you have, and they are awesome. At this juncture, allow me to invite President-elect Freddie to give the vote of thanks to the speaker and to the DRL. Freddie, karibu sana.
Asante sana Bwana Mutaiti. My name is Frederick. I'm a member of this club. This evening, I wish to express my appreciations to the guidance and conversation that we've had, led by Rotarian George. We have learned a lot in line with doing the unthinkable, breaking the ceilings, and most importantly, building and working a team towards a shared goal. What a great discussion, a great deliberation. At this time when we're beginning a new year, with the new leadership, with probably new plans. We look forward to a great year ahead. At this time, I would also want to thank everyone for logging onto this call, and every member of the club, RCNC, and the guests for the year that we've had, for President Ruth and the board for giving us an exciting year that we are just closing. And also congratulate President Stephen Maina and the board. Looking forward to a great year ahead. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. Mutaiti.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Elect Freddy. We look forward, and we're also watching your space. So Asante sana. Thank you so much. At this juncture, we are on to congratulatory messages, and one of the messages that the information I have on this Happy Dollar session is that I'm inviting you to pass your congratulatory messages to Steve, and for you to do that, you have to pay you have to give a Happy Dollar. So it's the humble spirit of raising monies. Community service have got a very steep budget, and we are using every single chance to to raise monies. So Happy Dollars, you are all welcome. Please feel free to pass your congratulatory messages to Steve, and I'll start with myself. Steve, I'm very for you. Congratulations from the days of us singing and dancing in to today. I'm very happy that you are the incoming president, and I'm looking forward to a fun-filled year. So I will be passing my $2 Happy Dollars to. I'll be sending my $2 Happy Dollars for that, and I'm very happy to you and to the board and to the whole of RCNC at large. Mimi nimefurahi sana. It's a happy day. Thank you so much. So I can't see those who have raised their hands, but I can see Ruth Kehoro has raised her hand. So I think Super, you utanisaidia na hapo nyuma. So
yes, so we have Ruth followed by Eva, Rotarian Eva.
Okay.
Thank you, Mutaiti. I have. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
So I have. Okay, we shall look as we go. The first dollar goes to Steve. I'm really proud of you and looking forward to your year. The second dollar is to Steve's board. Unfortunately, I missed the training, but Steve told you guys have very big plans. So I'm looking forward to seeing all that come into fruition. The third is to my board, the immediate past board. Thank you for your support throughout this year. It was amazing. As dear and Nancy said, we were able to get 4 awards at the DCA, and that's no mean feat. And the fifth, sorry. Economy. So the fourth one is to my sponsees, Vivian and Jackie. Congratulations on getting onto the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Eva.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, sit account kama Ruth. First of all, congratulations to Steve. Finally, umefikiwa. Congratulations to you and your team as you serve as the 45th board. Congratulations to Ruth and your team also. You did a good job. Congratulations to my people, Mutaiti, Hannah, Mokami, Wanja, who else? Those are my sponsees, so I have to do a special mention. And then also Freddy, finally, umekubali. Supeo, finally there's a guy for a secretary. Mmekuwa mkihepa your position for a very long time. So I'm happy to see that. Congratulations to everyone, Lois, Alice Mary, and I'm happy to see that there are guests, new Rotaractors on the board. So I'm happy. I'm happy to see how far you've come as RCNC, and I'm a proud alumni. So congratulations. Tuseme hizo ni happy dollar mbili, si ndio?
Hapana.
Correct that amount.
Mimi sita throw kama wewe. US, we can't. But yeah, nitatuma kakitu. And yeah, congratulations to everyone. I'm happy to see a friend of mine Wahu on the call. Thank you for joining the meeting this evening. So nini hayo tu kwa sasa. With those few remarks.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Eva. I wouldn't say what happened, but I know Superior is following in your footsteps. Zile Veretari Amnarusha as secretary. Praise the Lord. Amen. Okay.
No, for me, I find it's the same with
Thank you, Motaiti. I'm so excited for this new year. So congratulations, Steve, and your entire board. I know this will be exciting, so let's do this. A happy dollar from me. Thank you, Tahiti.
Thank you so much. And before I give Vivian a chance, allow me to read what Fantas said. Congratulations to the whole board. This is a Fantas Rotaract Club of Bahati Nakuru, President Elect. Fantas Tumakakitu. I can see Gadua Moher. $2 happy. Congratulations, Kamau. And thank you, Ruth, for the great year. Gadua Tumakakitu. Katambani, happy dollar for the great year. Thank you so much, Katabani. Tumakakitu, don't be stingy. Vivian Lispa, karibu.
Thank you, Mutakaiti. A happy dollar to First President Ruth, my sponsor. Thank you for pushing me to transition and for pushing me to take up leadership. Thank you for an amazing job with the 44th board that past year. Mr. President Steve, congratulations on your milestone on becoming the president. Right behind you, will support you. I'm sure you'll do a great job. Also, thank you for the chance to serve in your docket. Tumetoka mbali, anyway, story for another day. And to my fellow members of the 45th board, let's do this. So $3 happy from me.
I thought those were 5, but either way, thank you so much. Let Eva says she has added another $1 because of Vivian. Karibu sana. Ambrose Mbuvi, $2 happy to Rudhu for a job well done. Thank you so much, Mbuvi. Past President Mbuvi. Can I say something about Mbuvi? Mbuvi is the one man who ambushed me when I was a guest and told me, I want you to be PR director. And I was like, I'm just a guest. He told me, utajipanga nayo. $2 to Man Stevo. Looking forward to the new year. Thank you so much, Ambrose. And we really appreciate you. Asante. Paul Kuria.
Yes, good evening. One of the dollars goes to the outgoing board. We celebrate you, we celebrate your work. Na tunashukuru. The other happy dollar goes to Steve. I'm happy that finally you're here. Yes, it's been a long way coming. Na tunashukuru. And also to celebrate the incoming board. Thank you. $3 happy for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rotaract Paul. Nashukuru sana. I can see Francisco Moreidi. Congratulations to the incoming leadership. Amazing people. Amazing. Bei ya mahindi iko juu. So you people are also expensive. That's what he means. Mko juu yani kama bei ya mahindi. Francis Moreidi Tumakakiru. Samantha Nyawira, well done, Ruth, and your board. Congratulations, Steve. Wishing you and your board all the very best. $2 happy to the outgoing and incoming boards. Asante sana. HM. When I read the word HM, I only think of a musician called HM Moigai, who sings some Moboko music. Sijui kama ni huyu ni HM. HM, $2 happy from you. Ni Mokami Antiwaharia. Asante sana. Salimia Kama. Thank you. $2 happy from you to the board. Karemi Joyce, karibu.
So my happy dollar goes to Nicholas Mtaiti for giving me motivation. We had a journey to Shikusa, and that's where I learned about this whole thing of Rotaract, and now, yeah, for believing in me.
Thank you. Leo ni siku ya Steve. No, haidhuru. Asante sana. Thank you. Thank you so much, Joyce. And I'm happy for you that you accepted leadership. Take it and hold it by the horns. Hold the bull by the horns and move with it. Kizungu ni ngumu. Vivian, that's an old hand. It's a new hand.
Oh, sorry. Let me bring it down.
Good. I thought you wanted to give us money. We want money. Fundraising walisema wanataka besha. So am I blocking blocking a chance for anyone to give a happy dollar? Freddie, happy dollar. Congratulations to President Kamau for the board. Looking forward to a good year ahead. Thank you so much, President Elect Freddie. We are watching this space. Asante. Helen Mwaura, $2 happy from me too. Asante sana, Helen, and I'm very happy that you finally joined the board and headed to Rotaract membership. Asante sana. Thank you. Am I blocking the chance for anyone else to pass their congratulation messages? I want the last chance to be given to a very special person. The very lovely assistant to President Steve. Huyo ni ataka ongea akiwa mwisho. Ameniambia akona pia. So if there is none other going once, twice, thrice, sitaki kufugia mtu yeyote. Asante Lois, karibu sana. Lois, can't hear you.
Kwani analia?
I think she's I don't want to use the word. I think she's over for becoming the 45th vice president. She must be brushing or blushing here. So Liz, we can't hear you.
Thank you, Nicholas. And hi, everyone. My name is Luis Masharia, the incoming vice president. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to serve us.
You're breaking off kidogo.
How about?
I think Lois is having connectivity problems, but it's okay. Amerudi. I think she must be having connectivity problems. So either way, thank you so much, and thank you so much, guys, for me having been the moderator of the meeting today. I really appreciate. I hand over the meeting back to President Stephen Kamau. President Kamau, thank you.
Oh my God, I think I almost wanted to say Ruth ni wewe unaitwa. I think it will take time to sink in, but I am eternally grateful and I'm super out of words, correct words to say how I'm feeling right now. I think it's a huge, responsibility that has been shoved on my shoulders, but I'm pretty confident that with the team that has that's taking up the 45th board, I think the future is quite bright. Lois gives happy dollars. Nice. So in the same spirit of the VP Lois, I also give $5. And I want to appreciate several people. First of all, is to appreciate our guest speaker of tonight, that is Rotarian George Mathenge. I think this is a gentleman who we have received a huge portfolio of the kind of insights that he will bring. And when you are looking for a sponsor, not a sponsor, when you're looking for a speaker to take us through collaborations, he really stood out as the best and the perfect fit within the Rotary circles. Somebody who can, bring that wealth of information to RNC, and super excited that we have all learned something. And George Mathenge, from the bottom of our hearts as RCNC, we thank you for taking time and taking us through that awesome presentation. We'll be reaching out to him so that can be able to share that presentation for us. I know there are some members who have requested for that, those nuggets of wisdom from him. The second person I wish to sincerely thank is DRR nominee, Nancy Njeri. We reached out to her and requested her within her very busy and very tight schedule to come to RCNC to conduct the handover from the 44th to the 25th board. And she gladly accepted our invitation, and she was here and she has taken us through that handover. So Nancy, we thank you and we look forward to your leadership as the DRR for our district. The third person I wish to thank is Ambrose Mbuvi. 2 years ago, I served as a vice president when he was the president. It's 2019, 2020. And through that year, I think that's when Ambrose started through his own ways, initiatives, shaping me and preparing me for this position as president. So he used to throw me to the deep end, try to give me advice on how to handle various issues at the presidency level. I think it's thinking that I was actually being prepared to be president until when I was elected as the president-elect. And my God, I think it has been a ride all this while. So thank you so much for the opportunity to at least know how a club functions. And I think for me, this is a journey that I think every day I learn something new. And the next two people I wish to thank is Ruth Kihoro and the Vice President James Upeo, for holding my hand and for always being there to offer advice and insights on various issues and about how the club functions and the expectations of this role. Yeah, this is the part where you cry, Ruth. And I think we've had so many sessions, and I think the presidential handover has been the longest. When you think about the board, we started discussing this day as early as I think November, late last year. And we've had various consultative sessions with you, Ruth. I've called you at odd hours. I've called people at funny moments, trying to inquire this or that. And I think it's a learning process. And just as we talked during our internal routes last weekend, I think nobody actually knows everything in the docket that they are serving. So we are all trying to put up our best efforts. And I think the biggest thing and the greatest advantage is that we are glad to put in the time and the effort to make this club a success through the next year. So Ruth Kihoro, our now immediate past president, and also James Supeo, our immediate vice president, and also my secretary. So I'm so happy for the time and the impact that you have created in me. And I look forward to walking through this journey with you. And also, please, bado nitaendelea kuwapigia, you're still on my speed dial. And let's do this. So my fifth happy dollar is to the new board, these amazing ladies and gentlemen. They are 20 in number, and these are people who we have actually reached out individually together with my Vice President Lois Masharia. And we've had various conversations and various engagements with them. I think it took quite a while to compile this board. I think Ruth can attest to that. I mean, it was the longest board, but it took the longest time to compile this board because of various issues and the interest that we had for the club and the vision. We needed to find the best people to help us achieve that vision. And I'm pretty confident that this team of 20 young men and gentlemen will be able to steer this club to the next level. So the fifth dollar is to that, the 45th board. So let's do this, guys. Let's have fun. Well, at it, let's create more impact. So I think at that point, I wish to end my small acceptance speech. I don't want to cry. So I wish to have, if there's anybody who has an announcement, we do have an announcement from the community service docket. That is the community service docket will have, Jason, are you in a position?
Yes, President Steve. So my announcement is that the community service project, the professional development, the community service committee, the professional development committee, and the club service committee will be having a joint meeting this Saturday at Railways Museum. We are inviting everyone. We're inviting our guests so that when we are starting a new year, we are able to get to know you guys, and you guys can have a better understanding of the clubs and the committee. So it will be a good way for our guests as we start our new year. We start together and we get to interact and bond. President Steve promised us there will be cake. So you guys are welcome. There will be cake.
No comment for that. Not a promise, but we look forward to a physical meeting, a joint meeting for the three committees. Anybody else, any other docket that has an announcement?
Hi, Steve.
Hi, hi,
Joseph. Yeah, so yeah, from the finance team, as we are ushering in the new board, it also means that we are entering a new year. So that means that we need to renew our subscription. So a membership subscription is due by the end of this month. So just a reminder to keep sending the money through the club's pay bill account so that you can renew your membership.
Thank you, Joseph, for that reminder. That goes to all our members. Kindly help the finance team clear the bills by honoring your dues. I think you have an invoice on your email, personal email. Please look into that. Anybody else within any other docket that has an announcement before we go to exiting Rotarian or Rotaract with an announcement?
Yes, Steve. Can I go?
Yes, please, Perpetual.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be here, and I'm inviting anyone willing to join the TRF docket for the coming year. Yes, I'll be sharing a link to the WhatsApp group and make Steve and the new board perform a good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Perpetual, for that. Any other internal announcement we have? Seems We have none. Thank you. Any visit to Rotaract with an announcement?
Yes. RCN is Rotary Club of Nairobi is inviting you for installation on the 9th of July at UON Towers, the Vice Chancellor's Lounge. Yes. Charges right now is 3,500. But we are currently working on a rate for Rotaractors, so that one will come out. But we expect to see you there because the theme is youth entrepreneurship. So we expect at least to have our daughter clubs there. I can't believe I'm calling it a daughter. Anyway, our daughter clubs there. And also we have a meeting on Thursday, 30th, this coming Thursday, the day after tomorrow. Our usual lunchtime meeting from 12:30 to 2 at Lions Eyesight offices in Loresho. Lunch is free for Rotaractors. So find your way there. Okay, let me know because we have to give the numbers to Lions by the end of tomorrow. So if you're available, let me know. Karibuni.
Thank you so much, Rotary and Eva, for announcements. I think I heard hapo food is free. I think hapo ndipo watu wamesikia sana. But that's amazing. We'll be gladly scheduled to attend. Moto ni twende tukule. Very well. Thank you so much for that. We'll be looking out to attend your installation of President Ambassador Justin Ojambo on the 9th of July. So at this point, if there's no further announcement, I wish to wrap up this meeting at exactly 9:06 p.m. And our attendance for tonight has been 46 members. So kindly members, if you have a glass, you can raise it up. And if not, kindly put your hand on the chest area and allow me to give to propose a toast in recognition of USIU Africa, our sister club, in recognition to the Rotaract Club of Bahati Nakuru, the Rotaract Club of Dedan Kimathi University, the Rotary Club of Jabali Information, the Rotary Club of Lavington, the Rotary Club of Nairobi, our mother club, and the Rotaract Club of Nairobi Central. I give you Rotary and the Rotaract the world over.
To Rotary and Rotaract world over.
Thank you so much. This meeting is adjourned. Kindly be on the lookout for our next meeting through our social media handles that are currently displaying on your screen. And we look forward to joining you and hosting you in the next meeting as we kickstart the new year on such a high note. Thank you so much from me and my board is a good night and God bless.